leadership, Islamic perspective. We have with us today distinguished stakeholders, members, and an erudite speaker who will be discussing with us today life-saving topics as it relates to our existence in this life. Islamic perspective of the followers, an ignored component of leadership. Before we go deep into the program, my name is Abiola Abdullahi Lasisi, a proud member of NASFAT Youth Wing. On this prayer, Imam Salahuddin Musbah. Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, 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 Rabbil Alameen. We thank Almighty Allah who has given us another opportunity to meet this afternoon for another edition of our weekly webinar. We appreciate him for his blessing and for everything that has been doing in our lives. As we are commencing today's program, we ask Almighty Allah to come along with us to give us success on this webinar. We pray for the life of our lecturer, Dr. Ahmad Ogubado. May Allah continue to increase him in knowledge. May Allah continue to support him. We ask Almighty Allah to accept everything in as act of ibadah from us. Allahumma rabbana innana samina munadiyan iman an aminu bi rabbikum fa amanna rabbana faghfir lana dhunubana wa kaffir anna sayyi'atina wa tub alayna warhamna anta mawlana fansurna ala al-qawmi al-kafirin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much, Imam, for that concise and rich dua. I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to increase you in knowledge. Amen. On this note, it is our huge honor and privilege to invite our chief missioner to give his opening remark. But our chief missioner is yet to join us, and I believe he will join us shortly. I also want to call on the chairman of this important webinar, the Imam Musbah, to also give us a brief opening remark. Bismillah, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, Asma.
Wa alaikum salam.
Sorry, we have the national president of NASFAT on this platform. So I will implore you to allow him to make the opening remarks, please.
Oh, okay, I'm trying to promote him to a panelist so that I can be able to speak. Let me see if I can do that.
I've done that.
Okay. Welcome, sir. It's a huge pleasure to have our president in our midst. And before we dive into the main course of program for today, we would like to get a brief opening remarks from Mr. President, sir. Mr. Olani Yusuf.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm not scheduled to give an opening remark. I think I will just welcome everyone and thank the speaker, and we look forward to listening to the speaker. So please, let's go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your being here. Going directly into the main course of today's webinar, our erudite speaker will be discussing with us today Islamic perspective of the follower and ignored components of leader. To deliver this is an international speaker par excellence, Dr. Hamad Fauzi Ogunbado. He is a Nigerian. He obtained his bachelor's degree from Al-Azhar University, Egypt. He also obtained PhD in development and planning, specializing in international economic relations. He had his PhD in Islamic studies, all in Egypt. Later, he had his MA and PhD in Islamic and other civilizations in University in Malaysia. He was a trainer and later head trainer at Co-Curriculum Activity Center, International Islamic University in Malaysia. He was also a graduate assistant at the International Institute of Islamic Thought and Civilization. He joined School of Humanities and Social Sciences, where he served as University Course Coordinator between 2012 and 2013. He was a senior lecturer and course coordinator at Islamic Business School, College of Business in Malaysia. Presently, he is the Assistant Professor and Head of Graduate Program at Faculty of Islamic Development Management, University Sultan Sharif Ali, Brunei Darussalam. He is also managing editor of the faculty journal, International Journal of Quranic Studies. Dr. Ogumbajo has participated, moderated, and presented papers in many international symposia, conferences, and roundtable discussions. In addition, he was also a member of organizing committee for many conferences. He has also published several articles in reputable local and international journals. His latest book is titled Leadership in Islam, published by University in Malaysia, won UNISA Book Award 2020, the English category. To deliver the presentation in the next 15 minutes, join me in welcoming Dr. Ahmad Fauzi Ogumbajo, an assistant professor and head of graduate program at Faculty of Islamic Development Management, University Sultan Sharif Ali, Brunei Darussalam. Bismillah, sir. Doctor, sir.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Inna alhamda lillahi nahmaduhu wa nashkuruhu wa nasta'inuhu wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. Man yahdihillahu fahuwa al-muhtadi wa man yudlil فلا أهدي له وليس له مرشدا ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ومولانا وحبيبنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبع سنته إلى يوم يبعثون. أما بعد. All praises to Almighty Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. It is Him we worship, and from Him we ask for help. From Him we ask for guidance. From Him we ask for sustenance. O Almighty Allah, guide us to the right path.
Amen.
أيها المستمعين في كل مكان، أحييكم بتحية الإسلام الذي يناسب لكل مكان ولكل وقت. Oh, dear listeners, I greet you with the best greeting, which is appropriate to every places and every time. Here in Nigeria, there in Nigeria, you are in the 5:10 now. But here in Brunei, we are already on Monday morning. This is 12:10. So if I say good evening, so it is not appropriate here. And if I say good morning, it's not appropriate there. But the only one which is appropriate is to say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Doctor, sir.
Yeah.
Doctor.
Yes.
Yeah, we would like to enjoy you better. And I noticed probably the background you used for your previous presentation is covering your face. We need to see your face so that we can enjoy this conversation.
I
probably should try and disable the background, sir.
I tried to remove it, but it caused another problem here. That's why, because this was the last program I did last time. So I did it in office, but I don't know why the computer, you know, sometimes, yeah, I don't know, remove it. I'm trying to show myself also, I cannot.
Probably if you can seek somebody beside you that can assist you, sir.
I'm so sorry.
How much? Huh?
To remove. Okay, background. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Perfect, sir. Perfect, sir.
Yeah, I think it's now okay.
Yeah, perfect, sir. Thank you, sir.
I'm so sorry
You
for.
can go on, sir.
I think screen is still disabled.
Doctor, we can see you clearly, sir.
I think the screen is still disabled. The screen.
No, I can see you. I can see you, sir.
No, I mean screen. I want to share my slide.
Oh, okay. You should be able to share your slides, sir.
Okay. Okay, if it is, oh, subhanallah.
Are you having any difficulty, doctor, sir? Okay, perfect. We can see your screen now, sir.
Okay, yeah. Oh. Okay, no problem. Let me go on if it cannot. Okay, because of so after giving the salutation to Almighty Allah, so the most beneficent, the most merciful. So the topic that I'm going to share today is about Islamic. The topic says Islamic perspective of the followers and ignored components of leadership. Looking into the title, you can see that it has like three variables here: Islamic perspective, then leadership, and followership or followers. So looking into it, we can see that it's only Islam, which is a complete way of life. Complete way of life in the sense that when we talk about Islam, we are not only talking about the ritual or religious aspect only. Islam is a comprehensive way of life which comprises of everything, whether ritual or ibadah or mu'amala or munakaha and other things. So anything that has to do with this is what we call Islamic. So Islamic perspective here means that we want to look into the followers from the Islamic lens, from Islamic point of view. So many people talk about leadership. What is the leadership? Leadership comprises of three things, which follower is one of it. But before that, in Islam also, we have other things which we call, in Arabic language, they use the word for leadership, they use the word al-qiyada. Al-qiyada, which is an institution, while al-qa'id will be the leader. One. Two, we have also what they call al-khilafa. Al-khilafa is about institution as well. Why the leader will be al-khalifa. So they also use the word al-riasa. So why the leader will be al-ra'is. And we have what we call al-imama. So the little background about this one is generally in leadership, we use al-qiyada, but al-khilafa wal-imama is what we have been using, or what it has been used in classical Islamic civilization. So the Khilafah itself is started after the death of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which brought into the limelight the issue of Khilafah, where Rasul died and the people gathered together in Medina. So the Ansar, they said that they want to have their own leader again. And to cut that one short, because that is not where we are going, so Abu Bakr, Umar, and Abu Ubaidah, they went to the place and talked to them. At the end of the discussion, they asked Abu Bakr to be the first Khalifa. So though Abu Bakr also pushed it to Umar first, the Umar said, no, it cannot be me. You are the one that Rasulullah has already delegated to pray for the people. And then you are Thani Ithnayni Lihuma fi Gar. You are also the first person to accept Islam among the Rijal, among the men. And you also are the most eldest among us. So you will be the Imam. So also they fight it, they took it about among whether it's going to be among Quraishi and Al-Ansar, but at the end of the day, Abu Bakr was the one that became Khalifa, and that is where the issue of Khalifa started. And Imam or Imama, that one was after the Khalifa was the first one. Then later, the issue of Imama appeared. That was during the time of Imam Ali. So when there was a kind of what they call it, Khawarij. And then when there is a Al-Khawarij, the one that so in order to cut this short, Al-Imama is the one that has been used by Ashia, while Sunni are using Khilafah, but all of them are targeting the same thing. So the concept of
Doctor, can you assist to maximize your PowerPoint presentation, sir?
Is it up here?
Let's maximize it. It's small. Exactly, sir. So that we can follow your PowerPoint, sir.
Okay. So then after that, so the issue of okay, we move now on. This is little background about the title, which is whether leadership, al-qiyada, al-khilafa, wa al-imama. The introduction. The concept of leadership is a very complex phenomenon which has three components. And the leadership itself, it is defined as a way of motivating people in a planned direction in order to achieve a goal, in order to achieve a certain issue which they want to accomplish. So, and this the leadership, which I call institution, it has three components. The first one is a leader. A leader is a person who leads the group, who want to achieve a certain goal, who they want to achieve a certain objective. And the second one is follower. A follower, the complete definition is coming later. So there should be the third one is the issue which they want to accomplish, which they want to achieve. So there should be interaction within these three components. Okay, so that is leader cannot be alone without followers. If there is no follower, there's no leader. And if there is no leader, there is no follower. And then if we have those follower and leader, so in what are you leading? So that is what we call issue. Okay, so there must be an interaction between this. And leadership is very, very important in Islam. So Ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahullah, he said that it is to maintain the understanding of religion. And he said that to have a leader is very important in umur din wa dunya, in the issue of these worldly affairs, at the same time the religious affairs. Ibn Khaldun also mentioned the same thing. So, and he said that it is to assist the people to live in accordance to Islamic guidance, so which he called Sharia. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran in Surah Al-Imran, verse 104, Ba'da isti'adat wal basmala, it says, وَلْتَكُنْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ يَأْمُرُونَ بِمَعْرُوفٍ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. So this is evidence to say that, or a point which necessitates leadership in Islam. We have hadith also. Rasulullah already also mentioned that if there is 3 people that are traveling, they must choose one of them to be the leader. So all this is about why leadership is important. We can see also that this is about the dunya, about the religion. We can see that if we want to pray, so we have the congregation prayer, which the congregation starts with 2 persons. And when we have 2 persons, one will be imam and another one will be the follower. And to know the importance of this, we will see that the prayer that you pray, it will have, which you pray in Jama'ah, you have bigger, what they call pa'ala here, so which means it have a very huge reward than to pray alone, at least 21 times. So some people say 27. So whether it's 27 or 21, it is even more than praying single-handedly, to pray alone. So the leadership is very important among the human being. Likewise, when you see the hayawanat, the non-human being, you can see in the slide here, on the land, in the air, likewise in the sea. You can see that the birds, they even have their leader, because they are traveling, they have their leader. So likewise the fish in the ocean, the al-hut fil bahr, also they have their leaders. So looking into this, all this one shows the importance of the leadership. So the previous researchers, such as when we look into it from Islamic perspective as well, such as Maxwell, Stockdale, Kosa and Konsa, and Greenleaf, and others, they've talked extensively about the leader. Likewise, in Islamic perspective, we have Rafiq Benkun, an American Muslim, who is very known in Islamic leadership field. He also talked about it extensively. And then we have Benkun and Ayub. Then we have Al-Attas. All of these scholars, they've already talked about it extensively, about the leadership and function of leader. So when we look into the classical literature as well, we have Ibn Khaldun, we have Ibn Taymiyyah, we have Al-Ghazali. All those ones I've already talked about leader. But what is remain is about the follower. A lot of people talk about follower. We forget that somebody cannot be a leader unless he has been a follower. And to be a good follower, one must be, in order to be a good leader, one must have been a good follower. And then another thing is that we can see from this picture that the follower are even more than leader. Leader is only one person here. So the one that holds the flag is only one. And see how many people behind him. So that is why it is very important to talk about the follower. So then, now, who is a follower? A follower is someone who supports, admires, or believes in a particular person. Whether you believe in a particular person, or you believe in his idea, or you believe in a group. So that's why you join that group, because you believe in their ideology. You believe in the idea. So another definition says that a person who does what someone else does or tell them to do. That is, somebody who does what he or she has been told to do. So this is another definition for leader. So as I mentioned also from the leadership, there is no agreed definition for it. People define it based on their perspective. They define it the way they look at it. For instance, in education leadership. So education leadership will define the leadership based on education, because the situation there is education. Likewise, the political leadership will define the leader or leadership itself, whether it is a person or the institution, based on the political and what they want to achieve. The situation there is the politics. The same thing goes to any field, economic leadership, and you may make whatever you mention. So there is no universal agreement regarding to the definition. But the bottom line is that everyone, whether political leadership or economic leadership or education leadership or any other leadership, the main thing is that they want to achieve something. That is the bottom line. They want to achieve something. So what they want to achieve may differ from one place to another. That is where the definition also differs. So, but we want to know what is executive followers. Effective followers are those people who a leader can safely delegate responsibility and carry out it diligently. So an effective follower is the one that his leader can bold to delegate things to, and he or she will not change it within an eye. So we will talk later extensively about that. Effective followers are those who the leader can safely delegate responsibility and carry it. So it has said that there are 5 types of followers. So by saying this, some people categorize followers into 7. But when we look into those who categorize it into 7 and those who categorize it into 5, we can see that there are some that the one that divided into 2. So after this talk, I and you, him and she, we, all of us will know which category do we fall into. What type of follower am I? What type of follower are you? The first one is alienated follower. This one, they have potential. This type of follower, they are potentially disruptive. They are endowed, they are given with power, with ability to think. They have the mind, and the mind is working well. So they can think critically. They can think independently without anything force them. They can think, but the only thing is that they disengage themselves from participation. They don't want to do anything. But they can think, they can feel, they can feel how things is, but they will not participate. So that is alienated follower. They are also passive. That is, they are dormant. They are dormant. They are independent. Okay? But they like to criticize. Oh, the leader, you should have done, this one is not good. This one is not good. That one is not good. But they will never tell you what is good. They are only just to say that that is not good, this is not good. Which one is good? They will not tell you. Okay? So but they never offer constructive support. Those are the first category of the follower. The second category is what they call indifferent followers. The indifferent followers, this group cannot or do not want to participate. Whatever you are doing in the organization, in the firm, in the company, they don't want to participate. They are free riders who are perfectly conscious of what is going on. Okay, so they only listen to what leader says. Okay, the leader asks them to do this, they will do it. They know that what it's being given to them is not right. So because they have the brain, they know that it's not right, but they just don't want to do it on their own. And if it is wrong, I mean, if at the end of the day it is wrong, they will not take the blame. They will tell the leader that we do it according we act based on your instruction. So those are the indifferent followers. Okay, so the third category of the follower are conformists. The conformists, they are also called yes people. Who are the yes people? In organization or in any community, they will not bring their own idea, but any idea that anybody says, oh, I support. Oh, my leader, I agree. Oh, yes. That is why they call them yes people. They cannot bring their own. They are follow. So yes people. So they actively participate, but do not use critical thinking skill. They will never do that. They're active, but they will never use it. So they also typically carry out all duties without question. So if they say, go this way, they go. Though they know that the road has already been blocked. Instead of them to tell the leader that, oh, sir, where you asked us to go, the road has been blocked, but if we go this way it's better. Or to tell the leader that, oh, instead of going through that road, there is a shortcut from here. So if you go the direction that you guide us or you tell us to go, we will spend like 2 hours before we reach to our destination. But when we take this one, it's just only 30 minutes. For them to say that, they will not say so. Okay, so they know that the consequence, so they participate willingly, but not consider the consequence, whether the consequence is good or bad. They are not concerned about that. So those are what they call yes people. These yes people are the conformists. So they can call them yes people or call them conformists. So they are concerned only with avoiding conflicts. They only don't want the leader to look into them as obstacle. So they just say, yes, okay, do this, yes, sir. Do that, yes, sir. So they don't want any conflict with the leader, so that their salary or their arrears or whatever will not be blocked. Okay, so they are active, as I mentioned, they are dependent, but on critical thinking. So they really carry out others uncritically. Those people are very dangerous if other contradict stands. So example are the person who always say what he thinks leader want to hear. They just only want to, they know that, okay, our leader like people to praise him. They will praise him. Oh, sir, you are the best. Oh, sir, you are this. Oh, sir, you are that. That is only what they want. They know that the leader likes to hear that. So what the leader likes is what they want to tell him. Though even if it is wrong, they don't care. So they just only, they don't want the conflict with him. They just try to please him. Those are the conformists or yes people. That is the third category. The fourth category, they are survivor. These survivor followers, they are also called pragmatic leader. Follower. So they are slightly destructive and generally play safe. They play safe. Okay, so they are dormant. They are not active at all. But they need motivation. Okay, if you do not motivate them, they don't want to do anything. They are the one that used to go to offices in the morning, but they know that they have to be in office by 8 o'clock. They would go there by 8 o'clock. But in the office, they will just sit down until, even if there is file on their table to do or to pass, they will just keep it until another person comes and say, oh, the boss asked me to bring the file number so. It is then that he will now look into where he put it. So those ones are only survivor. So the leader has to provide the explanation of what they need to do before it could be done. Well, they have to tell them, put this one here, write it this way, even to write ordinary letter of appointment. So they need to know how to write it. So they have to get the instruction. So to get the instruction is something else, but those people, they also always want to get how things can be done. So above all, those people, they are unwilling to change. Nowadays, everybody is going online, everything is online. So everybody wants to know about computer, want to know about computer. For them in the office, if you ask them to go for what they call enhancement, so it is like you are troubling their life. So they are already in their comfort zone. So they don't want anything that will disrupt their enjoyment. They are the one that see, even among the ladies among them, they are the one that you will see that they will fix the nail and they put all these things just to go and come at the end of the month, get their salary. So whether the company had the profits or no, so that one does not concern them. So those one are what Yoruba call ogata or gauta. Those are the one. They know that at the end of the day, they will receive their salary. So, but to say something or to add something that will make them that will add the credit to the company, to the factory, to the organization, they will not do that. Those ones are called campus survivor. So they are survivor. The last one is the one that is needed most. So this one, because the others also are needed at times, because everything has pro and con. Everything has advantages and disadvantages. So if it is not good here, so it may be usable in another place, because what somebody don't want is somebody needs. So when so I just put that one inside. So the effective followers, those ones are the activists. The effective followers are the activists. They are eager, energetic, and engaged. Those ones, they are dynamic, and they have strong feeling about their leader. What concerns them most is what they call najah. Okay, it's how the company will prosper, how our organization will move forward, how our factory will develop. So whether this is the leader or that is the leader, is a female or male. So those are what they call effective leader. They are so active and they are self-management. They don't want other people to see, to follow them, just like the survivor, whereby they will just sit down. Then once one of them, they will be gossiping. You know what is blah, blah, blah. But when they see their boss coming, then they will be so serious, as if they have been working since. Immediately they see their boss just pass, then they resume their okay, you see. So, but effectively, they don't do that. And they can be delegated to. The leader also will be happy that he has them as a follower. So they can be delegated to, and they will carry out the task extremely well without anybody supervise them. They don't need supervision before they can carry out the task ahead of them. So this is effective followers. So this is the summary of all what I've already mentioned here. So you can see that alienated follower and exemplary follower. This exemplary follower is also called effective follower. So these two on the top, they are independent and they have the critical thinking. They can think on their own. And exemplary follower and conformist. These two, they are so active. You can see that we have two on the top, two down, but from the left side and right side. From the left side, alienated followers and passive followers, they are so passive. You know, when we say passive, it means something dormant. Sometimes they call them sheep. So they are the one that's called in Arabic called ganamu, agutan. So they are agutan. So that is passive followers. So, and these passive followers and conformists, they are dependent and on critical thinking. So, which means passive and conformists, they are the opposite of alienated and exemplary, whether in sense of thinking faculty or in sense of activity. So while alienated and effective followers and conformists and active, alienated and passive are passive. They are dormant. Okay, so uncritical. So So this is the same thing like the one that I just showed. So this is independent, alienated, but here they use the word effective. That's why I put it there, so that anybody, when somebody see effective and there he sees something exemplary, then he may be confused. No, don't be confused. It's the same thing. It just depends on the name given to it. Musammayat, fakat. Okay, so this is passive, which is sheep. And then we have the yes people. Oh, yes. Oh, I agree. Oh, I support your motion. You bring your own motion as well. No, but they are the yes people. Now, having known or having talked about the type of followers, now I, you, we, she, he, every one of us, we have known which, or if you haven't known, you will know which category you fall into. Are you the one that you listen to your boss before you work, or you want people to see that you are there before you do anything? That is in terms of company or in terms of organization, but in terms of organization. So are we doing it to what they call just to see that you are doing, or what? So you should know which type of a follower are you. Now we move on. Here, our host, you already also mentioned when he was talking from the beginning that a leader cannot be leader without being follower. So I will give an adage on this about the story. This story comes from the story of Imam Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu. In the beginning, I also mentioned, I said that it was during the Imam Ali that Ali karamallahu wajahu that they started using the word imama, asatan for the Khawarij and then the Shia, which is present what they call Shia. One of the follower, once upon a time, he asked him, he said, "Oh Imam, why during," okay, before I said that, it was during his time that we have what they call the first internal strife in Islam. Okay, so all the war that has been carried out previously, it was the war between Muslim and non-Muslim, which may be a kind of a defensive war, or fight for yourself war. Okay, but Muslim to fight Muslim, it only started during the time of Ali bin Abi Talib. It's about the Muawiyah and others. So it's a very long story, which we may not go into. Only we need, what we need, just need here is that that's Arabiyu, that follower, he came and asked Ali, he said, why during your time is everything is upside down? There is fight here and there, and things are not moving smoothly. Ali looked into his eyes and said, yeah, you are right, but listen to me. During Abu Bakr, which you mentioned that during Abu Bakr, everything was okay. Yes, you are right, everything was okay. Because during Abu Bakr had a follower like me, like Umar, like Uthman, who always listen to him and support him. So which means an effective follower to him. That is why his leadership or his khilafah succeeded. The same thing you mentioned about Umar. During the time of Umar, Umar had some follower like Uthman, like me, so referring to Ali, like Abu Ubaidah, like Talha Ibn Mas'ud, and others. We are effective followers. That is why the time of Umar also is good. His leadership is perfect. It's exemplary for the leaders. The same thing during the time of Uthman, because you mentioned that during the time of Uthman, Abu Bakr, everything was okay, but during your time it's not. He said, yes, now during my time, I have a leader, I have the followers like you who do not listen to the leader, who is just only survivor, who do not use their, they don't think. So they just only want to hear what the leader says. And then if it is wrong, they will say, okay, you are the one that asked us to do it that way. And we did it based on your instruction. So at the end of the day, he said that, okay, that is the story. So the Khulasat al-Qawl here is that the summary of this story is that Ali is tried to emphasize to the guy that it was because he has the bad follower that his leadership is bad. So if there is bad follower, no matter how good, so this is the message here. If there is bad follower, no matter how good the leader is, and no matter how beneficent or how superb their aim, objective is, it will fail. That is one. Another thing is that, like that guy who asked about the leadership of Ali, he is a bad follower. By the time that he also become the leader, definitely he will become a bad leader. So that's what to say. If you want to become a great leader, you must first become a great follower. In our environments, for instance, we have one clip which has been going viral always. So it's about a minister who went to inspect a kind of hospital. This hospital have been, hospital. They have been given a lot of huge money, millions, to build the hospital for the COVID-19 something. I think everybody has seen that clip or that video. So, and then when the minister went there to inspect, they first took him to a necessary place. Then he said, no, I'm asking about the hospital, the new building that you built, that we give you money for to do. Then at the end of the day, they cannot show anything. So those people, they are followers. They are not the president. And everybody will say, oh, the president, the time of president is not good. But you, that you are there, the money is given to you to execute something, but you embezzle the money. So when you be at that level, so when you become at the upper or higher level, what are you going to do then? Then how your leadership is going to be good. That's another one. I have another example also. I think this one also is in the Kwara. I don't want to mention the state, but I think it's the Kwara or something like that. So it was a commissioner of maybe commissioner of education or something like that. So the schools are given money to build the schools. I mean, to build some classroom. When the commissioner went to inspect all the building that they said that they built, so he was just making the hand like this, and the thing is collapsing, just like this. So, and then they are given huge money to do that. So that is why here we need to know the importance of follower, that we cannot only abuse the government or the institution or the person on top. We ourselves, we have to look into ourselves and ask, am I doing the right thing? Am I a good follower? Is this the right thing that I'm doing? If you find it that it's a good thing that you are doing, carry it on. Go on and do it. Don't worry whether somebody will praise you or not. Just do your own. Biwajhillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So we have many examples like this. Personally, when I was at home a few months ago, I will not mention the place as well. So I went to a place. I want to have something in the government. I don't want to say mention the name. It's I think local government. So I want to get a paper, changing of name or something like that. So they are demanding from me to give them money beside the money that I need to give for the changing of ownership. So I said, they told me the change of ownership is this is it. So the person who owns the that particular item before, so he holds 5 years. So I said, okay, calculate all the 5 years. So how much is it? Okay, then I paid that one. Then later they said, okay, you need to pay. I said, okay, no problem. I can pay it, but is that also have the receipt? Then why we need to bargain about that? The first one, which has been paid, there's no bargain. You told me that a year is this amount. Okay, then you calculated 5 years. Okay, it is paid, and the receipt is issued. Okay, but this money that you are demanding, the one that you are demanding now, which is second money, which is huge money, I mean amount also, which I may not disclose. Okay, so then he said, you know, the Oga. I said, who is Oga? So he said, this is how we are doing it. I said, this is how you are doing it, or this is how it should be done. So if this is how you are doing it wrongly. That is not how it's supposed to be done. Then he said, okay, you know, now also I'm working for you. I said, no, that's another mistake. You are not working for me. You are working for the government. Because you are here today you are there on this chair today. In next 20 years, you will not be there, because I know that it's already, I mean, matured person. So his retirement, I think then I said, will you be there in 20 years? He said, no. So the person that's here after you, another person will be on the chair. Can that one who say that it's working for me? No, that's why you are called servant, I mean, civil servant. You are servant of the government. You are working for the government, and the government is paying you your salary. So you are not working for me. So at the end of the day, he said, oh, then he realized that I'm from, I mean, outside, blah, blah, blah. He said, oh, sorry. I said, okay, there's no problem. If it is legal money, even if it is more than that, I'm ready to pay it. But this money, there's no account for it, and you are demanding it. You are telling me that you are working for me. You are not working for me. You are working for the government, and you are getting salary for doing this. This one that you did, you are not doing it freely for me. You are doing it for the government. You are agent. So to cut it short, I don't want to bother you much with that. So this is how our community is. So we are the follower, we are the masses. So the way we are doing, so and we are many. That's why in the previous when I was talking here about this one, which I saw that that followers are many. So that is why we need to talk about we the followers. So because all that one, whether in the state government or local government or whatever, they are followers as well to the president. So
Doctor, sir.
Yeah.
10 more minutes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, inshallah. I will run up. So So the other things which we will talk about now is about the characteristics or quality. We have already talked about the type of leadership of followership, and we talk about the importance of leadership, of followership. Now we'll quickly, in next 10 minutes, which remains, we'll talk about the characteristics of followership or the quality of follower. So the first one in the follower is what they call a ta'a. A ta'a means obedience. So obedience is to listen to the leader and to follow the protocol. Do things according to how it should be done. Not like the person that says that he's working for somebody. You are not working for somebody. So follow what it should be followed. So this we have from the Quran, we have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we say that all you will believe, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, ati'u Allah wa ati'u Rasul wa ulul amri minkum wa in tanaza'tum min shay'in farudduhu rasulihi ila akhir ayah. So it is obligatory upon the Muslim that he should listen to the appointed ruler, whether it's appointed or elected or selected. So, or even it may be hereditary or whatever. So to listen to the leader is one of the qualities of effective followers in Islam. The second one is honesty and integrity. As-sidq wal amana. So the person who asks for extra money is not, he has no integrity. There's no honesty there. So, and the honesty is a truthful and able to trust, not likely to steal. Those people that like to steal. So effectively, follower would not like to steal. You will not like to tell lie, or not like to maneuver you in order to get money or to extract you. Okay, so this is quality of having strong moral principle. So in our community, moral principle is one of the things that make us suffer in that in our country, which I and you must try as much as possible to change, because if we are not changed, nobody will change it for us. So we have to change by ourselves. So Quran says here, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu lima taquluna ma la taf'alun kabura maktan inda Allahi an taqulu ma la taf'alun. Why do you say what you cannot do? Now it is time of what they call it, campaign. So during the kind of campaign, they say, I will do this, I will do that, I will do this, which is lie. So so for this, from the hadith, it says that anybody who says what he cannot do is an hypocrite. An hypocrite, there are three signs, which if you find it in a person, that person is an hypocrite. Ayatul munafiq thalatha, idha hadatha kadhiba, wa idha wa'ada akhlafa, wa idha utumina khana. So if he promise you, he will break the promise. So that is what you have on the screen. So it has three. Whenever he speaks, he tells lie. And whenever he promises, he always breaks it. And if you trust him, he will prove to be dishonest. This is in the Al-Bukhari. Another one is knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge and wisdom. Al-ilm wa diraya. So a knowledge is a diraya, while wisdom is al-hikmah. So though sometimes there is difference between knowledge and wisdom, because knowledge you can achieve the knowledge through reading, through study and whatever, but al-hikmah, how to use that knowledge that is why it is combined here. The implementation of that knowledge into, or the applicability of that knowledge is part of hikmah. And hikmah is only given by Almighty Allah. يُؤْتَى الْحِكْمَةَ مَنْ يَشَاءُ وَمَنْ يُؤْتَى الْحِكْمَةَ فَقَدْ أُوتِيَ خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا. Whoever Allah has endowed with this wisdom, he has been given a very very good or very excellent gift. Another one, because of the time, is courage. So courage, asya. So an effective followers must be a courageous person. It's a quality of spirit to enable you to face danger or face pain without showing fear. So this is what they call face it. So without feeling fear. So another characteristics is willingness to assume the responsibility. Willingness to assume the responsibility. You must ready to work or to do it. So Khalid, the fifth male to accept Islam, was a good example. He was the first to pronounce his willingness to carry on the jihad in Syria under the leadership of Abu Bakr. Now, another one is competence and self-management. So self-management, self-accountability. So this is the quality of being adequate or well qualified, whether physically and intellectually. So part of the things which I did not mention, those people, they show their ignorance, because after giving the paper, they mentioned one of the clause which said that some amount should be paid, blah, 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 but he gave wrong interpretation of that. Then I mentioned that even what you said is wrong. This is not what it means by here. So it means that you are in the wrong position by being there, because you don't know what you are even claiming. So a very good and effective follower should have the competence, should be competent, and should be minded, and should be qualified physically as well as intellectually. Are you willing to accept full responsibility of your action? So this is the question for you and for me. So, and then how I want things to be done. So you should be also what is to be done. I think it has just only 2 minutes more. The last, another one is efficiency. So this one is skillfulness in avoiding waste, time, or effort. So some people, they just waste the time of the, wasting the money, or wasting the effort of the government. They sabotage it. They waste they sabotage the effort of the leader in organization, and so on and so forth. And then the support element for this one is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered to complete every action in a better way. In Allah kataba al-ihsan ala kulli shay. فَإِذَا قَتَلْتُمْ فَأَحْسِنُوا قِتْلَةً وَإِذَا ذَبَحْتُمْ فَأَحْسِنُوا ذِبْحًا فَلْيُرِهِ أَحَدُكُمْ صِفْرَتَهُ وَلْيُرِهِ ذَبِيحَتَهُ. Even if you want to slaughter animal, let your knife be sharp, so that this animal will just die straight. It will not have what you call so this is also under the so the animal will die comfortably. The good leader starts off as a good follower. So to be a good leader, you also must start as a good follower. The last one, which I will round up with this, is unity in Islam. Islam encourage all the followers to unite in order to support the efforts of organization, because a united we stand and divided we fall. If we not unite, there will be enemy from outside which will penetrate into our action. And then if you are in the organization as well, if you are not united, if there is no unity in that organization, there are other organizations that are rival to you and they will outweigh you. So unity is also, so this is where Allah says, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِأَمْرِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا وَاذْكُرُوا إلى آخر ayah. So a good follower also is the one that listens to the leader. So now I am a follower also, because the leader now is our MC or director, or MC or director. He already gave me, he said it remains 10 minutes. So if I go beyond this, it means I do not obey. And obedience is one of the good follower. So, and whoever is preaching something, you must also show it. So to show it, to show the so that's why I said mala taf'alun. So with this, I come to the end of the presentation. أقول لكم قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر الأمة. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. Thank you so much, Dr. Gubado, for your rich and well-delivered presentation. You have been open our eyes to the concept of followership and the components of leadership. You've given us several aspects that we've been keen down, and I can see questions left, right, and center. Yeah, and I believe I will have the next 10, 12 minutes just to take questions so that we can answer them. Moving on to the question and answer segment. I have about 7 questions, but I have some that are related. So I'll put them together so that I can push them to our facilitators, sir. Looking at the first question, sir, I have a question that it's tricky. The question is, does leaders' level of taqwa influences his or her effectiveness? A leader's level of taqwa, does it influence his or her effectiveness?
Sorry.
Did you get that, sir?
Can I hear you again? Because
okay.
I was looking into the question here. It's not.
Yes, it was sent to me privately. It was sent to me privately. That was
okay. Now,
does a leader's level of taqwa influences his or her effectiveness?
Okay. Actually, in the leadership, the taqwa is one of the characteristics of a leader. So, but at times, if the leader, though that's why even some people they argue with it. So, but if the level of a taqwa of a leader is not up to the task, but its management skill is perfect, we should follow him as well. So the taqwa here is just only he will be responsible for that in the day of Qiyamah, because it is only Allah will judge him on its what they call it, the taqwa. But if his management or his leadership skill is up to the task and it's what we need, we should follow him, because that's how we can reach into our target. Only if we talk about, that is why you talk about the dunya or the, another umur. But if it is umuruddin, like imam for prayer, it's better we follow the one that have taqwa. The one that has no taqwa, it will lead us astray. So, and then in the Surah Surah Al-Fatiha that we read all the time, because what has no taqwa is already dull, it's already lost. So, and then the last person, there's no way he will, so he will lose the followers. So, but if as to recap it, if a person has little taqwa, or he has no taqwa, but he has a leadership skill, or he or she has all what we want, except the iman or taqwa, is still relevant. We can still follow him.
Okay, thank you, Imam. I also have a question here. When you are giving the types of followership, you mentioned effective followers. So somebody is asking here, in what if we have an effective follower, but the leaders see them as an obstacle or as a challenge? How do we manage the situation?
So yes, if there is effective follower, and leaders see that effective follower as an obstacle, so that is why you just need, if you are effective, so it may, and he sees you as obstacle, it means he himself is a bad one. Because if he's not a bad person, he will not see you as obstacle. Because part of the characteristics of effective is the one who, because you will have what they call like mind. So if you are effective follower, so you will have what they call like mind. And when you have like mind, there won't be, he or she will not see you as obstacle, though he may see you as a threat at times in organization, for instance. So that, for instance, if you have more quality than him or her, in that case, you need just to play at its level. So if you want to bring something new, so try as much as possible, or you do that thing on his behalf, because you are his follower. So, and that is part of effective follower. So what you do, the fame or the glory that you will get from that thing, so you don't take that fame or glory to yourself, but put it to your leader, because it is organization that you are trying to achieve the goal of organization. Since it's organization, so that would not be a threat. But it's only if you want to show that you are better than him, so that the CEO will see that you are better, and then kick him or her out and put you on the chair. So that is where it can be the. But if it is having niyat sadiqa, if you have the pure intention of organization, what do they call it? So that would be
okay. Thank you, Doctor. I have two questions that I will match both of them together. They look a bit related. The one is saying, if leader is lazy, but the follower is effective, won't he give a problem to the organization? While the second one is, if we have a bad leader and we have an effective follower, won't there be a conflict? So in this case, we're having a lazy and a bad leader, and we're having an effective follower. So won't this cause a conflict?
Okay, if the leader is lazy and follower is effective. Okay, so in this case, as you mentioned, sir, that it's related to the first one. So in this case, if the leader is lazy and the follower is effective, so I think if your effectiveness is not to downgrade the leader, your effectiveness will even gear up. It will wake up the what do you call it? The leader. As long as you have, I will answer the same way I answered the first one. I said, as long as you have the good intention, because in Nabal Amal bin Niyat, if your effectiveness is because of the good intention of the company or of the organization, so you will not take the glory for yourself. They will not even see him as a lazy person, because you are doing the teamwork. That is where the teamwork comes in. So it's a teamwork. So they will not see that somebody is lazy or somebody is active. That is on that also, in short.
Complementing each other. Thank you very much, sir. I saw a question is that there's a lot of challenges faced by leaders through some of their followers. So how do we go about this?
A lot of challenges faced by the leader too. Yes, you know, we cannot shy away from challenges. The good leader, one of the things that leaders should have is part of wisdom. Okay, so I mentioned that followers should have the wisdom. The same thing applicable to the leader. Leaders should have the wisdom on how to manage. That is why he is called manager. So when you are a manager, a leader is a manager. So how you are going to manage that conflict. So because there is no way in organization that there will be a conflict, no matter how small it is. But the wisdom of the leader, but the good thing is how the leader try to transform its knowledge to settle that conflict or that challenges. So once the challenge is identified, so the first thing to think is, how am I going to eradicate these challenges, whether challenge or challenges? So how am I? What is the solution to it? And then, if you cannot give solution by yourself, call them to the meeting. This is where the issue of shura also comes. So ask the people, oh, you people, my colleagues, this is the issue, this is challenge that our organization is faced. How are we going to go about it? What is the solution to it? Because if we are able to eradicate this challenge, all of us will be proud of it. And if the challenge overwhelms us, we are all sink together. So
thank you very much, Doctor. Also, during your discussion with us, you mentioned the several types of followership. Then you mentioned one specifically, passive followers. So somebody is asking that if a follower doesn't antagonize his or her leader, does it mean he or she is a passive follower?
Sorry, I did not catch that question.
Okay, part of the types of followership that you mentioned to us was a passive follower.
Okay,
so somebody is asking, passive follower. So somebody is asking that if I don't antagonize my leader, does that mean I'm a passive follower?
You know, it's when I mentioned, there are not only one thing. If look at all the characteristics of that passive. So if you have more than 50% or less than 50% of it is passive. But if it is more than that, it's not only, so it's not all. I think that answer is not, because I don't get it much. That's why I just.
Okay. Also, questions. They are saying, can followers rebel against an underperforming leader? We have a leader that is not performing. Can followers
rebel against it? Okay. The bottom line in Islam does not condone rebellion. But we can count that one as a challenge in our organization. So I try to tag this one with the issue of challenge. So we can see that this is a challenge. Our leader is challenged to us. So, but how are we going to manage the organization that our ship will not? It's like when you are in the middle of ocean and your captain or your sailor, I mean, it's an ineffective one. So are you all going to sink? So you should think on how are we going to paddle the canoe to the promised land without sinking. So that is part of challenge, or that is part of challenges. So how to eradicate the challenge is what is to provide the solution is.
Thank you, Doctor. I have about 4 more questions to go. One is just trying to ask us about the characteristics of somebody that is not fit to lead. The question goes as, who is not fit to lead?
Can you say it again? Sorry, I think the mic is not.
Oh, okay, coming again, Doctor. Somebody just asked about the characteristics of somebody that is not fit to be in a position. So the question goes thus: who is not fit to lead?
Yes. Actually, if somebody is not fit to be in a position to be in the leader, you shouldn't put him or her there.
Doctor, the question is, for example, just like an example, a thief is not fit to lead us. So I guess this person needs characteristics of somebody that is not fit to lead an organization.
Okay, characteristics of somebody that's not fit to lead the organization. One of it also is knowledge of that organization. For instance, somebody, let's say in engineering company, you cannot bring somebody who does not have any knowledge about engineering, or in agriculture. I mean, in a factory or in a farm. So, and you bring somebody who does not know anything about agriculture, does not know what time to plant and what type of plant that's good for that soil or whatever. So he is not fit at all to be in that position. So that is why they say that put the right person in the right position, or put the right peg in a right pole. So if you already put him there, definitely the organization will collapse, because it does not have the what it takes, unless if he has like a let's say one of the follower, like his assistant or whatever. Because there are some organizations, for instance, if it is a hereditary organization, for instance, so his father is the owner, he is the CEO. So, but his father wants him to be there. So you as ordinary worker, so, and they find out that you are better than him, so they will ask you to be his assistant. So his own is just only signature of the check or whatever, but all the affairs, all the management will be under the one that have the skill, because his father owns the company, so, and he wants him to be there. So and if you do not assist him, the company will fold up, and if the company folds, so you have no so the source of income will collapse. Okay.
Understood, sir. I have several questions that keep coming in, but we have time. Time is not our friend, so I'll just push all these questions to you. Probably you can answer them, then we can push it back to those that asked the question. On this note, it is a huge honor and privilege for me to invite our visionary leader par excellence, our own spiritual leader, the chief missioner of Nasrullah Ifati Society, Imam Morufu Onike Aziz. So please give the closing remarks, sir.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, 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 Rabbil Alameen. We thank the Almighty Allah for making today's webinar possible. And we thank Allah for sparing the life of our speaker, and for sparing the lives of the participants. Secondly, we want to thank the speaker, Dr. Ogunbado, for the way he has handled this topic. I didn't expect anything less than this. He's a scholar by excellence. He studied in Cairo. He studied in Malaysia. He's well-read, an international scholar. He couldn't have delivered something that is substandard, and I'm not disappointed at all. We thank Allah for your life. We are proud of your performance. We are proud of your achievements. You are one of our ambassadors in diaspora. You are lecturing in an international university. It means that if you have to come back to Nigeria, you will not be at the back. We pray to the Almighty Allah to increase His blessings on you, to continue to guide you, increase you in hikmah, increase you in taqwa, increase you in iman. On behalf of the entire members of the Nasrullah Party, on behalf of the Executive Council of Nasrullah Party, on behalf of the Council of Elders of Nasrullah Party, on behalf of the BOT of Nasrullah Party, I say Jazakum Allah khaira. Jazakum Allah khaira. There's nothing we can offer you except to thank you for sparing time in spite of your tight schedules. You are a supervisor, you are supervising a lot of postgraduate and undergraduate students. Still, you created time to come and agree with the call of Nasrullah Party. Whenever you call Allah, may Allah listen to your request. We are going to reach out to Quraysh as we do traditionally for all our speakers. May Allah add what you have done today to your scale of good deeds on the day of Qiyamah. Shout out to Quraysh for Dr. Badu. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ila bi Quraysh. Ila bihim ilata shita'i wa sayf. فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت الذي يتيمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. To our participants who are joining us for today's webinar, may Allah reward all of you abundantly. Nasrullah Party has decided to be conducting this Sunday weekend webinar in order to achieve and to advance our mission. The mission of the society is to develop an enlightened Muslim society nurtured by the understanding of Islam, for spiritual development and welfare of mankind. And the society has decided to stand on the tripod of dawah, knowledge, and education. We will continue to do dawah that we are known for, prayer, knowledge, and dawah. We're going to do dawah that we are known for. And part of our dawah activities is this webinar that we organize every Sunday. People join from all over the world. And we have invited lecturers from all over the world too. Dr. Ogunbado has been lecturing us, has been talking to us all the way from Malaysia. May Allah add what you have done today to the scale of good deeds of all of us who participated in today's webinar. Inshallah, may Allah not make it unnecessary infertility. Nasrullah Party, a society that started about 27 years ago, with a widespread, because the society is present in about 250 locations all over the world. We have 25 primary schools, 7 secondary schools, 1 university. We have an investment agency, because you cannot rely on rely alone. We set up an investment agency by the name Tafsan Investment Limited. We have a social welfare agency that is used as a vehicle to promote our zakat and sadaqah. We call it Nasra Zakat and Sadaqah Agency. In the last 4 or 5 years, we have disbursed over $700,000 to the less privileged, regardless of their tribe, regardless of their faith, regardless of their sex. Whoever has challenge and he approaches Nasrullah Party, who interview him or her and lessen the financial burden that he may have. Nasas has been assistant and for some time, and he has assisted a lot of Muslims and non-Muslims. I will continue to do that. And I'm using this opportunity to call on the well-to-do among us to trust Nasrullah Party. Ramadan is coming about 49 days a week. Pay your zakat to Nasrullah Party, because a lot of Muslims pay their zakat during Ramadan because they know that they're going to get double reward. Pay your zakat to Nasrullah Party, and it will get to the appropriate beneficiaries. You have been trusted by people, and we have never betrayed the trust. Nasrullah Party is into help. We have clinics in some of our locations. We vaccinate some of our members against some diseases that they have got vaccination for. We do health talk on every third Sunday of the month in all our locations. We're into livelihood too. We assist our members to set up businesses. We assist widows. We assist the underprivileged, the less privileged, the undeserved in our communities. And we do that, as I said earlier on. May Allah continue to promote the mission, the objectives, the goals, the aspirations, and the activities of our dear society, Nasrullah Party, Nasfat. It's open to all. Society is open to all. We are there to learn more about Islam. We are there to discuss Islamic issues, concepts, and traditions. And part of the things that we do is this webinar. Part of the thing that we do is to gather in all our locations from 8:30 to 12:30, about 4 hours every Sunday. We meet minds, we discuss issues. Members ask questions from the scholars. And that has been on in the last 27 years. And inshallah, we shall continue to do that. We will continue to improve on some of our programs and activities. If you have enjoyed today's program, I call on you and I invite you to join us again next week. We are going to bring another lecturer, another elder scholar. We have lined up international scholars, elder scholars for the next 2 or 3 months. Inshallah, our timetable is 6 with lecturers who are capable of doing justice to some of the contemporary issues that we have chosen. May Allah spare our lives to continue to serve Islam. May Allah spare our lives to continue to promote the ideals, principles, values, goals, missions, and objectives of Nasrullah al-Fati. I thank the members of the organizing committee of this webinar, ably led by Imam Olaguju. I thank our MC for today, Brother Abdullah Aziz. May Allah reward all of you for what you are doing for Islam. And lastly, again, I want to thank our speaker, Dr. Ahmad Fauzi Ogumbado, all the way from Malaysia. May Allah return you home safely. May Allah crown your effort with success. And we pray that anytime we call on you, may Allah give you the chance, the opportunity to listen to our call. We have added you to our crop of our facilitators. We have added you to our crop of lecturers because our members have really gained from your presentation today. You have widened their horizon, you have educated them, and you have enlightened them on the concept of followership, which is less discussed, which is less focused on, which is less deliberated upon among the Ummah. Most of the time, you hear people talking about leadership challenges, you hear people talking about leadership qualities. On rare occasions, you hear people talking about followership challenges, followership qualities. And that's what we have discussed today, and you have dwelt on it extensively. You have really educated us. May Allah reward you abundantly. Allah matamutana biduai, watana bijabati. Wakadauna kama matana, fajibina kama watana, yara jalali wal ikrami, innaka la tuqlibul miada. Allah majalna mimman jahaka fa ajabta. Wastagi baraka fa kafarita. Wastan soraka fa nasarita. Wastadaka fa adaita. Watawakkali alayka wa kafaita. Wataba ilayka wa qabilta. Wasalta wa ataita. Ya Azizu ya Gafaru ya Rabbal Alamin. Lam la tadalla bima qamina dhanban la ghafarta. Wala amman la faraita. Wala qurban la nafasta. Wala maridan la safaita. Wala amrita la nila afaita. Wala mayitan ila ruinta. Wala juwan ila qadarta. Wala jaidan ila sabilaka la nasrita. Wala waladan ila aslata. Wala taiban ila qabilta. Wala jailan ila alimta. Wala mujahidan bi sidra la nasrita. Wala ajata minni wa iji dunya wa li akhirati. لك رضا إلى قضيتها برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين بأن ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين صلوا على النبي الكريم.
Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Thank you very much, our dear missioner. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to keep you for us. Amen. Dear stakeholders, speakers, and participants, on behalf of the organizers of this webinar, I would like to appreciate all stakeholders, the Board of Trustees, National Council of Elders, National Executive Council, the National Mission Board, the Zone Executives, Women of Journal, youth, and most importantly, our youth. Thank you very much, Jazakumullah khairan. I would like to invite the Secretary of NASFA's Mission Board, Imam Utma Anima Shaun, to give us the closing dua.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. I thank you. We thank God for making us witness the program for today. And we pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make us witness so many more. Amen. And all we hear and listen to, they are going to be beneficial to us, both in this world and in the year after.
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين صلوا على النبي الكريم.
Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Thank you very much, Dr. Ogunbade. Thank you very much, everyone. Assalamu alaikum.